All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to not another gameplay of our Mothership uh, session, but instead a bit of a talkback. I think my headphones just disconnected from my device, and so you might have heard a change in quality. Um, yeah,
We can still
yeah.
hear you.
So, we're here. I'm gonna reconnect that. However, we're here. All the content warnings that we had for the streams will apply. I don't remember them off the top of my head, and I'm doing some technical difficulties things, so I do not have it in front of me. But they are
I can
always
throw them
in
out there.
chat. Yes, please take it away.
Content warnings for Mothership are body horror, paranoia, mind alteration, memory alteration, infectious disease, mutilation, suicide, loss of bodily autonomy, creepy crawlies, panic attacks, and gore. And also for this one, if you have PC problems, that might also be.
And squeaky toys. If you don't like squeaky toys, I'm sorry. My audio will definitely be a problem.
I'm Gustavo. I work with Open the Gates Gaming, and I got to play in Dakota's awesome stream. And I'll throw it to Will.
Yeah, my name's Will. I was not a player, but I was an avid follower of the streams and heckling all of your choices along the way as I learned what was going on because I've never heard of Mothership before.
Yeah. I'm Dakota. I ran the adventure. I also wrote it. If you want to get it, you can at itch.io slash something. You can find it online. Yeah. No. Yes. With it, or it's either Withering Crown or Dakota Vaughn. I don't remember my own link. Dakota Vaughn. You can find it there. You can probably find it if you just like go onto itch.io and look up We Are Not Ourselves. And yeah, it's in chat. It's in chat. You know? What can we say? We're doing great. But yeah, we're here to kind of talk about kind of how the adventure went and kind of yeah.
I'm here to offer my non-player, non-DM experience and
yeah,
and because honestly, I think most of the time I knew as much as the players did. I think that was by design, but still, it was funny because I was like, I don't know what's going on. No one else does.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of a large theme of the adventure is not knowing what's going on and maybe figuring it out and maybe just trying to live.
I was gonna say for those of the audience who haven't seen the stream and are confused as to why we're talking about, what was if the elevator pitch for this little adventure you wrote? What was the premise of it?
So the premise of We Are Not Ourselves is a group of average people sign up for this like clinical trial essentially for this newfangled technology known as preservation pods. Viva Life trademark. Uh, Viva Life residential trademark. Preservation pods trademark. Which are essentially cryopods, as you have seen in many a sci-fi. However, there is kind of this extra little bit onto that preservation in that it preserves your DNA structure and can make clones of you and kind of preserve not only your body but your memories as well.
This is why you read the
yes, indeed. And so the players kind of sign up for this, go to kind of take part in this trial. and then wake up, I think, nearly 2,000 years after they were first put under. And they also happen to be crash landed on a spaceship that they have no memory of being on, and have to figure out how to survive amongst a bunch of their previous bodies who are now infected with fungi. Uh, so yeah, that's
Yes.
kind of the gist.
The word spores came up a lot.
The
Yeah.
word spores came up a lot.
Lots of spores, lots of mushrooms, lots of yeah. It was
Not the fun kind. Uh,
moon.
yeah, I mean, like, and I'm always a fan of that kind of trope, uh, in general, of like amnesia, or we don't know where we are, and or who we are to some extent, or why we are where we are. I mean, that's fun in TTRPGs as well, to some extent. It's one of those things where you're like like everyone consensually is allowed to be gaslit for a little while. Um, yeah. So yeah, there was like the memory aspect of it. Um, I got a lot of vibes, instant from the jump. Well, it wasn't until later actually. I was getting there was lots of sci-fi type of inputs that I was getting. One of which came to mind later was Soma. Uh, that was a big one. And there's more, and I'm drawing blanks. But what were some inspirations for this for you?
Yeah. I'll be very honest. I don't interact with a whole lot of horror. And I don't actually interact with a whole lot of sci-fi. So it kind of mostly what I know about sci-fi and horror comes from kind of tropes and like them being referenced in other things. And so kind of it's a very tropey sort of adventure in that sense, but I think
For
it's
sure.
kind of takes those tropes in an interesting way. And so like, of course, inspired by like uh you know all of those amnesia, kind of waking up not being sure where you are, kind of the trope of cryopods, and like the trope of like some of these sci-fi technologies, and
Mhm.
um like uh, like clones, and like what does it mean if you know your memories are squeaky toys. Um,
Yes. Squeaky toys in space.
yes,
A trope for the ages.
exactly.
In space, no one can hear you squeak.
Exactly. Um, but yeah, that's
It
kind of
reminded
yeah.
yeah. No, it was great. I have engaged with a lot of sci-fi, so it exploded my mind because I was just like, oh, we are in Moon, which is a great one of these. The Mickey 17 movie just came out, which kind of
Yep.
deals with the similar idea of
Yep.
running into yourself, but it's not you. And then what's the one that was Altered Carbon, which is a really great book series and a middling Netflix series, um, uh,
Yeah.
which is what I became very fixated on as a player, I guess. So yeah, um, but it was super fun. And there was another, I can't remember what it was. Oh, I think it was I just watched Alien Earth, the FX series, which starts with everybody waking up out of cryopods for reasons that they can't figure out in a somewhat unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah.
Um,
Deep space
uh,
travel, cryopods, waking
yeah,
up
I
out of
love the
disorientation.
what's happening? Why are all the red lights flashing? This
Oh
seems
no!
bad.
Like we got to figure out. Yeah, and something's gone wrong, and we have to figure this out.
Yeah.
And then there's also some other thing going on that is lurking. Um, I think one thing because relatively recently, I played a tabletop game called Nemesis, and if you're not familiar with that, it is a game where similar your characters wake up in a cryo sleep. You have different roles, and it's a a game where you are working together to an extent, because everyone has like a goal, or either a personal goal or a corporate goal, kind of like Wayland Yutani, that
Mm.
vibe. But you're navigating a spaceship, and you have to like figure stuff out because you don't know where things are in the spaceship. I guess that's part of the reason. Wake up, not really sure where things are. What the ship that you've been piloting. Um, and there's a menace that infectious of sorts. So I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of like a TTRPG version of this to some extent, which is funny why it's like you saying that you don't interact with sci-fi is like you hit a lot of them on the head, a lot of those things, and you just mash them together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, all the things that you have mentioned, have not seen any of them. I have not watched any of the Alien movies. I've been meaning to. I haven't watched any of them.
yeah, it's gonna be
I
big Wayland Yutani vibes. Like, hey, that Vitalife sort of quote. It's like,
I loved as a player, I loved the whole like corporate slash like big pharma.
yeah, absolutely. And
yeah,
I don't know if it occurred to any of the players, but because they leaned on the computer a lot, which I think is part
yeah,
of the point. But
mhm,
in my mind, I'm like, how reliable is this narrator of a computer? Uh,
yeah.
and
Down
I
to some corporate code, perhaps,
and there's
perchance.
like part of me is wondering h- if the computer is willfully misleading the characters, and across the different episodes, it's hard for me to remember exactly, but was the computer like totally neutral party in this, or was there stuff going on that maybe the players didn't see going on?
Yeah.
Ulterior
So
motives.
for me,
It felt
ship.
like that to me, but I don't know.
Yeah. So for me, like in a lot of sci-fi, there's kind of this concept of like the evil AI,
Sure,
um, which I played on but did not super lean into.
wasn't
And
a HAL 9000 or a Auto
yeah,
from
exactly.
Auto was I
I
don't know if it's
can't
Auto,
do that.
but yeah. Mm,
Um,
mhm.
uh, but kind of, I wanted to play on that. Kind of, a lot of the themes of this adventure are like paranoia,
Mm,
and so I wanted that kind of feeling of paranoia towards the computer. But I also, as a
I
computer science student,
uh
know that computers do not think.
no,
They are incapable of doing things. They are glorified algorithms. Even like the generative AI you see out there, it is, a
they're
glorified algorithm.
they're highly
Uh,
processed rocks that we jolt with electricity.
yes, and so they are. I think it's an interesting vehicle for misleading in a way that its creators wanted to mislead people.
Of
Um,
course, you're right.
in like,
Exactly.
this corporate like, hey, hey, my LLM, you cannot say these certain things, and that sort of thing is kind of how I wanted to play with that. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't say ship is kind of this nefarious, uh, nefarious entity, kind of in the same way that you know uh, a rock is a nefarious
It was
entity
it
if
was
it falls
it
on your
was
head.
it was just doing what it was told to do, like any good
Yeah.
computer does, and
So
it's the intention behind it. The people who pull the strings, so to speak. Because I, as the viewer, every time they asked the computer a question, I was like,
well, this
is
is so
it
I
telling
have
the
a
truth?
I have a question here, which is like, and maybe this is just like me overthinking it because that's my favorite thing to do after playing games. Is
Mhm.
like as a computer scientist, did you come up with like an algorithm for a computer? Like what, like rules for yourself that you have to stick to when responding to things?
Um,
Um,
Yeah, there is a bit of that. It's not like super. I don't
Not
want to say it's like
complicated.
super complicated, but there are like shit. Like I have in the adventure. If you go download it, those of you at home, um, there are like kind of rules in there that are like ship cannot talk about this. Ship cannot open this for like this sort of people, that sort of thing. And kind of every time I run it, I kind of basically every time I run this, ship has kind of some different rules that I set out for it.
It's like one
And
of
I
those
think
things you
this
could
time I
have a
kind of
table of rules that you could like roll on. It's like, oh, how is a computer going to be on this?
ooh, that could be
Coding?
fun.
I think I hadn't thought about that until we started talking about that right now, and I was like, oh, it's a cool rabbit hole to dive down. So yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, I think it'd be really fun if like maybe like an expansion to the adventure or something. It's like some randomized rules for ship. That could be a lot of fun actually.
We have
I might do
a
that.
question from chat.
Oh, yes.
What did the players do that was hardest to deal with as a GM?
That's a great question. There was a lot of shenanigans kind of going on. I think
Everyone kind of had their like thing they wanted to like explore, do, and
yeah.
for sure.
I think it's got to be mittens, muffins. I think muffins was the thing that stumped me the most, mostly because I hadn't had any like I'd never had anybody roll to actually get a pet on any of the equipment tables. And so I saw that and I was like, huh, I've always wanted this to happen. And then it happened and I was like, huh, I don't
And
know
now you're
exactly how to deal with this now.
role playing a cat on the internet.
Yeah. And then it became a
minefield.
computer hacking cat, which was some other things had to turn in my brain.
Did you
But
regret giving the cat proficiency computers?
no, I didn't. I thought it was actually very interesting. It reminds me of like, I said I didn't watch a lot of sci-fi. I didn't say I didn't watch any. Cowboy Bebop is a great anime. And there is a dog in that show, this little corgi, known as a data dog, which is kind of that niche of like, you know,
So
animal good at computers, which is, you know,
hey, it's the future, right? 2,000 years. Who say cats can't learn how to program?
Cats can't code.
Cats can't code. I was still laughing at the cat scan joke.
That's a good one.
Prefer the cat scan.
Cat scan was good.
That was good.
But yeah, it was
Schrodinger. When there was something about
Schrodinger's cat scan.
I remember coding Schrodinger's cat scan or something. Yeah, where you put the cat in the scanner. And it's just like, oh no, what's going on?
I really love the cat. I got really obsessed with the cat.
The cat stole the show, really. That's what happens with any good NPC. It totally hijacks everything.
Well, the way I was thinking about it at the time was that this was like the only like thing that I felt that the character could trust in a weird way. Like it was the only thing that was like real and unique. And after a little while, like things just kept getting weirder. So like I was trying to like focus more on the cat, and then like
it's like,
the
cat's like your anchor to reality. It's like, is the cat acting weird? Is the cat freaked out?
And also as we learned more about like our character's situation, it felt like we were less tethered to reality in a way, because like And I got like way too focused on this, but I was like I mean, like, does this body even matter anymore? But like the cat only has the one, right? So I gotta help the cat. I'm kind of whatever here. So it
Yeah,
was
no,
kind of, so I got really like focused on that, and yeah, but it was really fun to play a horror game, which I'd never done before. So that was really kind
yeah,
of weird.
yeah.
There was way too much laughter for it to be horror.
Well,
I know. It was just because the hijinks were hilarious. But then it's like, oh no, there's something happening that's bad for everybody.
it's weird to come to this from playing a lot of games that are power fantasies.
Mm,
Where it's like the games are sort of designed to for you to win, and Mothership is not designed for you to win. Like, or winning is defined very differently than it would be in like something like Masks or Pathfinder or D&D, where it's like it's about kicking butt and glory,
Taking names.
and this is much
right.
more about are you going to survive?
It's like,
Yeah, no, because actually in like the Mothership rule, like in the Warden's manual, which is like the GM's guide basically, there is like this kind of section that's like um there's like three pillars to kind of a horror or three objectives for like a horror adventure, which are uh save the day, solve the mystery, and survive.
mm,
And like 90% of the time, you can't do all three. Uh, so, and that's kind of like the design philosophy to kind of run with if you're kind of writing these sorts of things. Um, which I think is an interesting way to think about it. So like, yeah, some of these clues that you might need to solve the mystery, you might not be able to get to unless you put yourself at some significant risk, or saving the day might mean, you know, staying on the planet and not letting this disease spread, or you know, various other sorts of strange decisions that you might not normally take in something like D&D. Um, which I think has been fun and interesting to explore.
mm, mm.
For sure. It was, yeah, I had a great time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like it felt funny because even though I wasn't really doing anything, it's like I felt like the players and the viewers were basically in the same scenario, same seat, and that's always interesting because it's one thing when it's like I don't have to see their characters because it really doesn't, or it's like ultimately this is a game of like information decisions and taking risks,
yeah,
and it just reminds me a lot of other horror like TTRPGs like Dread comes to mind where with the not Jenga tower where taking risks is all about going big with your actions means you got to pull from the tower and things like that. Uh, was there anything? So, how many times have you run this before this group?
I think about three.
Was it
Um,
was there anything they did differently that you haven't seen done in terms of going about the risk taking side of it? Other,
yeah,
cat aside.
yeah, I've never had
Uh,
anyone shoot themselves in the head.
well, okay,
So,
beautiful.
so
I guess we were
yeah,
going there eventually. So let's talk about that.
um,
'Cause I think it was like one of those things where you can almost see the gears turning, and Liz like, "Am I going to
mhm,
do something? Am I going to do this?" And it's sort of like, "Well, just take that leap."
yep. And the thing is, I've always been prepared for someone to do this. Like once they found out that they're infected, because that's one of those tropes in this sort of thing. Is like, I'm infected. I need to not let it spread, right?
Mm,
And so I've had a lot of people like separate themselves from the group, but kind of stay alive and like kind of just be separated. But still doing things and not willingly ending their own life. And so
in such a dramatic fashion.
yes, indeed. And just the suddenness of it. There was like this build up where I was like, is she doing what I think she's doing? And then I was like, maybe I was like, it could go this way, but it could also not. Because at first I was like, oh, this is just going to be another one of those, I'm going to separate myself, talk from beyond the door. And then she asked for the gun, and I was like, are you going to do what I think she's going to do? And then she did.
I was absolutely caught off guard. I was like, and I see it now, like every little step that it was like, oh yeah, we're obviously going here. And then when it happened, I was just like, what the fuck?
Well, all the players were like kind of in their own little. I guess everyone's in their heads trying to figure out like, okay, what am I going to do next?
Right? Yeah.
You know? And then, and I'm just sitting here like, what's happening? It's on my phone, and I'm like doing dishes, and I'm just like, okay.
Did I hear that right?
Yeah, I'm like, because I have a DM for Liz as well. Bold choices, leaning into things is definitely on brand. Granted, Dice were responsible ultimately for her character's demises. She was never responsible for her own. But then rewarded obviously with that finding out something important, right?
Yeah.
The whole adventure like turned on that moment, and like that answered so many questions with that one move, but it was so crazy when it happened. It was just like, oh.
And I can't remember if this was learned or not. Is there like a finite number of times they can do that, or is that one of those things where they could just do as much as they want?
Yeah. So on the ship, there were 2 preservation pod bays. The one that they woke up in after their previous bodies met their demise, and the second one, which was a backup. And actually, the reason why I made that second preservation pod bay was because it was actually to make the adventure just a little bit easier. Because this is the first adventure that I've ever run for Mothership for like for a horror TTRPG ever. And so I, balancing wise and stuff, didn't necessarily want people to die and then not be able to play the game anymore, because this was designed for like a one shot, and like if you die an hour in, there's still like 2 to 3 hours left in the adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And like I wanted there to be something for those players to do. And kind of normally how it works in Mothership is you just roll up a new character and they're coming in now, and you find them at the next starport or whatever. But here in this adventure, you don't have a working ship. You are completely deserted, completely alone. So I wanted there to be a way for that player to get back into it. And so I was like, what if there's backups? And, part of me thought that, it might take some of the tension out of it. But there's still kind of these drawbacks of like, sure, you have 2 lives, but you only have 2 lives. And
that's still in the back of your mind as a player. It's like, okay, that worked once. How many times?
Right, it's not going to work again.
It's a locked room mystery, and you're still locked in the room.
Right. And it's like, okay, I learned something very important, yet I'm still nowhere. It doesn't make me feel better. It's like, I don't know what's going on, but I was dead and now I'm not. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
And
in a totally different place.
yeah, something that I've found really interesting in the times that I've run this is like the differing kind of reactions to this, and like some people are like very much like, oh, I get a do over, and it's kind of like left at that. But there's also this other group of people which and I don't have a definite answer to this, but there are other people that kind of see kind of this technology and like what happens, and like being like having this clone and having your memories uploaded to it, and it's like, is that you? Is this you? Like what happens to your consciousness, to your soul when that happens? Like,
Right.
there's been this discourse about like
If-
teleportation forever, which like it disconstitutes you all and repurposes
Yeah.
you, but like
The
the thing is,
Are you
like,
prestiging yourself?
yeah, there's like no way of kind of knowing, I think, is like the
What
hard
is
part of it.
what is the soul? What is consciousness? What am I when I'm
And
Exactly, not yourself.
being
you are not
atomized?
yourself, right? Yeah.
Also, if only we had a
Control.
xeno-esotericist on our squad
Exactly.
with knowledge of souls.
With knowledge of souls. Why is xenoesotericism and knowledge of souls help with this?
Yes,
Fantastic quote.
that was good. That was good. And that's why that whole idea is what reminded me of Soma. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Soma. I won't spoil it but it very much deals with that whole idea of like, you know, consciousness and the idea of copies of one's mind and things like that, or that consciousness,
Yeah.
and some of the maybe moral choices or the the dawning horror of what's going on when you realize what limitations of such things. Uh,
Yeah.
but I dig it. I mean, it's funny. It's like I don't think anything like that exists in D&D per se, unless you really homebrew it. Like nothing quite like that. So that's
Hmm.
always interesting to see something new in a TTRPG like that. In terms of, I guess, for the way the players went about it, and I don't know, Gustavo, you could speak for yourself, but like, could you feel when the rubber was finally like, okay, they kind of got more momentum, or did you have to like nudge them along a little? Did they start getting it? I could tell that as you start asking more questions of the computer, it's sort of like there's a point where the answers are no longer helpful because it reminded me of a iRobot, where it's like, I'm sorry, my responses are limited. You must ask the right question. Uh, uh, but they, I wasn't sure if you were, if that's also a mechanism for you to like try and like guide them to a moving more forward. We'll say.
Yeah. Chip is kind of there to be uh kind of just like a fun way to give some information.
I
Is kind of how I designed him.
I
Um,
there's part of me that really wants to play a game where there's a computer at my disposal to ask questions to, because oh, it would be so fun. Mm.
yeah, I've had like games very often where like because like it is like this very serious life or death situation, and so a lot of times people want to be like as prepared as possible and start asking all these sorts of questions, and like um there's at some point you have to say like, hey, ship doesn't have the answer to this, because it makes it more interesting when, especially in horror, especially in kind of Mothership really excels when you start doing those like, no, don't open that door sort of moments. It's like, don't go in there, and they're going in there. Like sort of those kind of cheesy slasher fic moments. And so you need to kind of have things that the player characters at least don't know, and like that's why I had Ship be kind of have memory files corrupted, because like, you know, it's not as fun if you just ask the computer the question and then it gives it to you,
Sure.
which, you know, that can be said about real life too, but but yeah.
What should I do?
Yeah.
I definitely with Ship was really fun, and I got into that mode that I don't know if anybody else gets into this, where you just keep pushing on the thing, trying to find the edges, right? Where it's like, I know that, like, and it probably wasn't there, but it felt like at times that there was, if we eventually stumbled on the right way to ask the question, right, that would then sort of bypass the thing. It was going to sort of unlock, and I feel like it sort of did at some point, or we just got to the point where it was like, we know that we are this. This is a dead end, and now we have to start doing things for ourselves.
Right. It's the classic. It's a chair.
Yeah.
A chair.
It's a chair. It's just a chair.
But I also wanted to ask if you know, you were talking about other ways to sort of circumvent in this adventure where there's no next space station, right? And there's no you know, we're here and this is it, right?
Mhm.
Did you did you ever think about a Ghost in the Machine like trope?
Yeah. Could you extrapolate on what you mean by that?
Oh, you know, like there's like tropes where it's like, you know, in a lot of times when you're playing with this idea of consciousness and digital consciousness being like overlapping, where it's like, is there a version? Could there be a version of the player that's in the computer, right, in memory, acting in a sort of a separate space, right? And then there's two boxes essentially, a
Right.
virtual box and a meat space box. It's the Matrix,
Yeah.
right? Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hadn't really thought that hard about it. I've had a few players who have kind of posited these sort of ideas of um, like especially Android players. Like I've had Android players ask if they can like upload themselves to Ship and like kind of gain control. Um, and so far I've been like, no, you can't. But you know, it could be an interesting thing to play with, I think.
That's your next adventure. It's a different. This is a different
Yeah,
one.
different one.
You are not yourselves.
You are not yours. Yes, exactly. They are not themselves.
I
So yeah.
think in terms of I don't know how the other groups you did. How did this group stack up against your prior runs? Did they perform better or worse or?
Yeah, I mean, every group has been different in kind of one way or another.
Mm,
Um, I think this group, uh, I think there were a lot more shenanigans in this group, which was fun. I think because a lot of the times I, uh, so the first time I ran this was a home game for just a group of my friends. I had gotten this adventure, or I had gotten this system actually, the Mothership TTRPG system, through the like when I do my paid GMing online. There was like an event happening and they were like, "Hey, if you run a paid game of this, we'll give you the rule book for free, basically." And I was like, "Well, I've been wanting to try these out for a while, like try out other TTRPGs for a while," and so I signed up for it, and I kind of wrote this adventure, and then I wanted to try it out, and in a home game with a bunch of my friends before I, um, you know, m- moved on to do it like for people to pay me money to do it.
It's valid. You want to beta testing
Um,
before you know put it out in the
but
wild.
I think a lot of the vibes change depending on what the players roll for their equipment at the beginning.
Mm.
So I've had players kind of really struggle with uh, fighting creatures if they, don't have a lot of equipment. And then I've also had, like, the first time I ran this, they rolled this like crazy OP armor and like a flamethrower, and like they killed both of the creatures. I've got balloons.
You did something. You said a gesture, I think, in an automatic. Yeah, I was gonna say. There it is.
Um, but yeah,
They're
I
like,
don't even
it's
remember where I
this was
was.
a piece of cake. You know,
Yeah, no, yeah. They
like,
they they were able to kill both of the like other versions of themselves that were like, the monstrous fighting versions of it, like relatively easily. Um, I don't think they even had to use a second body. Um,
I
there
think
was
that's.
also, what was that?
I think that adds to like not like almost some replayability to some extent. Like if you,
Yeah.
because if it's like, oh, we woke up in a room full of laser butt guns, it's like, oh, okay, well, this is going to be very different than the time we woke up with some string and duct tape. You know.
Yeah. So, and I think that it makes it more fun for me when there's this kind of variability, and every time I run, and like, oh, they've got new tools to their disposal, so I get to, think about how they're going to use them, and that sort of thing. Um,
And
but
how to
yeah, I
remove
think
and use
it's
them.
yes, exactly. Um, but yeah, it kind of depends on how the players roll at the beginning. I think this group was, despite the shenanigans, things went really well. Kind of relative to some of the games that I ran. I think one of my favorite times that I ran this, there was this android, and I'm trying to remember what the other classes were. I only remember the android because the android had a smart rifle, and there was it was during the section where one of the players goes outside, gets the battery, switches it over, and then comes back inside. But the creature that was outside was the same body as the person who was outside, and so both of them come charging in through the door, and
Nice.
the android aims the smart rifle, and rolls a critical failure.
Oh.
And so in that moment, I was like, okay,
Mm.
here's what
You know,
happens.
you know what you had to do.
I knew what I had to do, and so kind of in the confusion, uh, the player was shot with the smart rifle, um, and it was kind of this kind of melancholy moment, um, because it meant that they had won the day, but one of their party members wasn't going to make it home. Um, but yeah, because I kind of, with that critical failure, I was like, yeah, you kill your party member, um, but like they still had enough health to kind of survive a hit and shoot off another shot, and the second shot did kill the creature. And so yeah, they were able to kind of survive and win the adventure, but one of the party didn't get to make it home.
It's doppelgangers. Kind of love it.
Yeah.
And if they were more intelligent, you go run into the situation like, no, I'm the real one, and just really lean into that trope. That would have been amazing. But having a smart guy in that situation, it's just like that's perfect, like drama tension. That's like, can the gun tell
Yeah.
the good guy from the bad guy? And the answer was no, absolutely.
Yeah, especially when they look almost exactly the same.
They got that alien stank on them both.
But yeah, that was a really fun
Brilliant.
time that I ran it.
Nice.
I still think about that moment a lot.
And I don't remember what everyone started with equipment. Because what did you have for equipment when you started your character?
A cat and
That's right, the cat, of course.
I think it was a cat and like a second thing, which was not particularly useful. I cannot recall.
A ball of lint.
It was like a cat and a roll of tape, and I was okay.
Brilliant.
I wonder if I
Yes,
could
the
pull
cat,
up my
though.
character sheet. But yeah, I had the cat.
The cat was
And
actually what's it called? A flirkin, right?
yeah.
It's like you have no idea what you have. It's like, you think it's just a cat?
What else did I have? I did not have a weapon, I don't think.
Yeah, you definitely all were, without knowing all the options. I think you guys did the best you could with what you got.
100%. Yes. It was good. I made the most of that cat for sure.
Definitely.
And then what was the other thing I had? I had a separate thing. It was maybe, I think it was just like clothes or something.
Yeah, you probably had some standard crew attire.
Yeah, standard crew attire, the cat.
I think there was probably a tool belt. I think might have been one of them.
Maybe.
I don't remember exactly.
Did when you had this equipment, did you sort of like, did that like give you like ammunition, so to speak, to like have your character like assume, oh, am I like some sort of robo veterinarian, like robot technician slash veterinarian?
I immediately jumped to like the cat in Alien.
Oh yeah,
Kind of those
it's
vibes.
a
Like it's
it's a
ship
beautiful image.
cat, and then I was like, I was very wary of the cat for the first little bit because I was like, oh god, the cat's gonna. It's a flirkin.
Yeah, this cat is a liability or an asset.
Or yeah, it's gonna eat me. So,
Yeah,
but
dude,
then
it's
I
either gonna eat
decided
me
to.
or eat the alien thing.
I think we
Or
scanned the cat, and
both.
then the cat. Yeah, so I think we scanned the cat, and then I was like, okay, the cat's good. But until we scanned the cat and got the cat
It's just
okayed,
a cat.
I was very like, I don't know about this thing, man. It's gonna be bad.
It's like bad news.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, the cat was fine in the movie. This is where the trope comes in. It's like, nah, cat is the Deus
Yeah,
ex
the cat is
machina.
Yeah.
Deus
Something
ex
interesting
Felina.
with nice.
I don't know enough Latin anyway.
Something interesting with muffins and kind of having the cat was that in one of our cards in our deck of player safety that we did was harm against pets. And so there was also this kind of bit of juggling for muffins of like what's believable versus kind of,
Yeah.
respecting this kind of player boundaries. And
not
so
wanting to become an internet pariah for being a cat to an alien.
yes.
Yes.
And so I was like, yeah, combat breaks out. Muffins is hiding on top of one of these preservation pods.
Yeah,
And
cat's smart. The cat's smarter than the human.
Yeah,
clearly.
exactly. Know more about computers than Cisco, I think. So
So I was wrong. I got a great item when I started playing. I got the shotgun with 4 rounds.
Oh, that's right.
Which I
Yeah.
was also very nervous about handing over, and then
I remember that moment. I was like, "What are you
Chris
gonna
was like,
do
"Give me the
with-"
shotgun," and I was like, "No."
it's my shotgun.
Yeah, it took some doing, but then I also had an extension cord, so it was an extension cord, a cat, and the shotgun with 4 rounds. I eventually gave up the shotgun because it did not make any sense. Yeah, kept the cat. I think I got the better deal, honestly.
This is where
Exactly.
is, and I don't know if this is a variant or something, or if you even considered it, but like the idea that there are maybe some underlying objectives that maybe each player might have. This is where the game Nemesis I was thinking of comes in, because when I played it, I literally had the players are numbered, so it's like player 1, 2, 3, 4, however many players there are, and then you'll get an objective that says you must kill player 1, or player 1 can't make it back to Earth, or it can't survive, as it all says. You don't necessarily have to be the one to do the dirty work, but
It's always better if you can keep your hands clean. You know what I mean?
so right, but you wanna work with the other players long enough to make sure that you survive as your character, because that's you also need to survive too. It's like you have to survive, and this other objective has to be completed, and it'd be even more paranoia inducing if you're not entirely sure if your fellow players are fully trustworthy. But maybe that's
Yeah.
just adding too much paranoia to the mix. I don't know.
I've been really considering like having some alternate rules of like making some or more of these characters be like raiders, as it were, or have some secrets. I haven't necessarily gotten around to implementing them yet or anything, but it seems
Yeah,
like a fun thing to do.
for
It looks like we have another question from chat, which is, what was with the message written in blood? Have any parties turned on each other over that? Which is a great question. So
What was the message again?
it was, don't trust Ben is what it said in this adventure. I normally swap out Ben for someone else in the party depending on who's playing, and kind of I have had like varying reactions to that message.
Right.
And I put it in there to build that little bit of paranoia and kind of start with this like, hey, whoa, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And like,
Messages
so
send a signal pretty quickly.
exactly. And so kind of the story there, for those curious, is that basically I normally have that name be captain of the ship is, and so like for example, Ben was the one in the cockpit, which whoever's in the cockpit, whoever's body is in the cockpit at least, is the one that has the audio log that says like, I crash landed the ship on purpose. And so it's this kind of like, the other crewmates found that out, and they're like, with their kind of last moments, are like, hey, don't trust this guy. They killed us, basically.
For
And so
absolutely
it's
no
this
reason.
kind of, yeah, for absolutely no reason from their perspective.
Space madness. Clearly.
Exactly. And so it's this kind of like,
Yeah, you're like, why that happened? Especially if
Why?
typically if this is run in a way that they don't know of anything else going on, it's still very open ended. Then
Yeah, exactly.
mm, mm,
I've had most of the time. It really depends, kind of on who, like a way that people react to the. I can say words really well. It really depends. A lot of people react to this in different ways. Is what I'm saying.
sure.
A lot of people come into this and they're like, um, for the role play purposes, um, everything's my character is suspicious of this other person, but I as a player am not suspicious of my other player.
Yeah.
However, this is not always the case. There are some people who, when I present this, especially if I'm doing some of my online games, I had a player like specifically say out loud, like, "No, I don't trust you. I wouldn't put it past Dakota to have sent you a message before the game, giving you some different instructions."
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
What? What do you mean? I would never do such a thing.
That's the paranoia is escaping containment.
Yes, exactly. Which I love. I think it's great.
I mean, hey, anything's possible. That's the great part.
Yeah, yeah.
And the fact that you're even thinking that way means that you're in a certain headspace that is like perfect because now the player
Exactly.
is paranoid and the character is paranoid, and it's like, yes, all of it's
It's like,
coming together.
yes, it's all coming to plan.
Yes,
And I get to laugh evenly in the corner.
consensual gaslighting of human beings.
Yes. It's like
Uh,
almost a social deduction game, except there's no imposter.
just the ones you invent in your head.
Exactly. And I guess sort of one of my subconscious inspirations for this was Among Us, where crewmates, one of them's evil.
There's
You don't know who.
There are some tasks you have to perform. Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
You have to perform.
yeah.
Um,
Get to go retrieve some batteries. Who's got the short
exactly.
straw? Who's gonna leave the safety of the ship?
It's all going
Oh, that
pairs.
was that. I remember that moment too, where I think was it Scott's character that left to go get the batteries?
Yes,
Rasputin was it Rasputin? I can't remember the names.
it
Of the other two.
was. It was
That was
Ben.
Ben, that's right. Oh, that's right. Because then wasn't there a moment where everyone was like trying to get a hold of Ben, and there was like, there's
Hmm.
nothing response. It's like,
Yep.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. And then he
Ben
comes
got
out of
got.
the door behind us. Which I was disappointed because I was trying to reserve that Ben for the cat. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Actually, in that moment,
That's
Scott
beautiful.
actually sent me a DM and was like, "Hey," kind of as because the scene had kind of shifted back to y'all inside the ship, and Scott
Well,
messaged me, and
Ben's fighting for his life.
while Ben's fighting for his life, and he messaged me, and he was like, "Hey, can Ben put the battery in the slot and then turn to face the creature, almost certainly dying off screen?" And I was like, "Yes, most certainly."
Yep,
Uh,
heroic sacrifice.
so that was a lot of fun.
that was good.
Um,
I also really enjoyed, but we didn't get to see much of it when the other Cisco
mhm.
Prime turned up, and I was like, oh no.
That's one of my
um,
favorite parts in the adventure is kind of this
yeah, and
after you've gone through all this, and then it's you, and
how
it's
have
speaking.
other groups dealt with that in the past? If it's not too spoilery, I mean, like, well, I mean,
Yeah,
we're pretty deep into spoilers at this point, so
yeah.
um,
The way that
If
I
you're watching
normally
this and you
hand
haven't
it.
watched the VODs yet, then I don't know why you're here, I guess.
Yeah. It's
Please
cool that
watch
you're
the
hanging out. We
VODs.
really appreciate
just-
it. Thank you.
No idea. I mean, hey, if you
Please watch the
It's like-
VODs.
you're just-
Please
you're
run
just
the
here for the
adventure for your
vibes.
friends.
There's a part of me that wants to run it myself because it's right up my alley.
Yes. Please do. And let me know how it
And
goes.
We'll see. I gotta. It's on. Where can you find this
You can
adventure?
find it on itch.io. Atlas, hit it.
Link
Thank you, Atlas.
there it
You're
is.
amazing.
like a well-oiled machine. Like we planned that out. Excellent.
Yeah, you can find it in that link in the chat. It's for free. You can also donate money to me if you think it's cool and you want to send me a little money.
You're not gonna get more unless you do.
Dakota is a student, and yeah, students have
Yeah.
it rough.
Starving comp sci students.
Yes,
Clearly,
that is.
he's-
Yeah,
you know, help a
that
guy
is
out.
me.
He can't. He couldn't remember his name in the stream. He needs something. He needs support here.
Exactly. But yeah, a lot of people have, and you know, one of my favorite things about running the same adventure for multiple people is seeing the different ways that people interact with it, and in like, which is something that like in a lot of my video game development work I have not been able to see as much, because of like how open-ended TTRPGs are. I can present a lot of people with the same scenario, and then so many people are going to do it a different way. But normally, what I do is I have the character have this kind of short conversation with the players before the kind of realization dawns on them that, oh no, if you know I'm there, then that means the computer has already deemed me dead. And kind of as that realization happens, the fungus starts fully taking over, and they become this monstrous version that tries to attack you. And so like I've normally kind of had that happen, and like there's so many different reactions to this. I actually ran relatively recently this version of the adventure. It was hilarious. They open the door, they see the other version of themselves kind of sitting in the chair. They turn around, they see that it's them, and I'm like describing like they turn around in their chair, and you see your own face, and it looks up at you and begins to speak. And kind of as I say it begins to speak, they go, "I shoot it." And I'm like, you know what? Hell yeah.
Which is, I mean, probably the right choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you as the player are going to find out in that moment is probably not good, right?
Exactly.
So
It's gonna be concerning no matter what.
yeah.
That's why it's a
So,
horror.
um,
Beautiful. Oh
ugh,
man. I'm trying to go back through the events of what happened, but we've covered a lot of the hits. We'll say. Is
Yeah.
there any other noteworthy moments that come to your mind during?
I thought it was really funny that Gustavo rolled the patch that has the Russian on it instead of Chris. I thought that was really funny because I was like, I saw like Chris rolled his, and I was like, huh, it would have been really funny if he got the Russian one. And then Gustavo rolled and got that one, and I was like, oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, that was actually a question I think I might have had for Chris because he was the character who went by Rasputin, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I know for fellow Destiny 2 players, Rasputin was a war mind, which is like a super advanced AI. And I wasn't sure if there was like a inspiration from that or just purely coincidental, but I immediately went to that.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
Um,
yes, with the accent and everything, it was like beautiful.
Yeah.
But yes, the irony of Can you speak more Russian, please? More Russian, yes.
Also, Rasputin's impossible to kill.
Yeah, as
Yeah,
the
yeah.
legends say, and the song,
Yeah.
from Boney M or whatever their group is.
Yep. My parents had that LP when I was growing up.
I never heard it until the Let's Dance version was released.
Yeah.
I've gone
I
through all
mean,
life.
it's a banger. The
I'm
cover
ancient.
of that LP is wild.
I bet. I bet.
You know, Bear was a cat that really was gone.
Mm, indeed. It's like it was prophetic of a game called Mothership.
They knew. Even way
They
back
knew.
then.
They know. Yeah. I don't know. That's trying to think of anything else, because I tried to go back and watch a couple, scan through some of these things, because it had been, a lot has happened since.
A lot has happened.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
to fill my brain with. I had to like dump all excess memory to store other things in my head while we were at PAX. And then I'm like,
No, I
oh
feel
wait,
that.
it's like I watched this. It's like I remember a lot of it, but but honestly, I mean, for me, mostly of it was just the premise of it like drew me in. It was like that was like, this is like scratching all the little itches I love. Either running a game that has these types of ideas. I have had the privilege once of running a false Hydra
Ooh.
Halloween one shot. For people who did not know what a false Hydra was, and it's a rare thing indeed.
It is rare indeed.
And I might have almost ended up in the doghouse that night. So because and it was ironically, it was like a version of a adventure that I'd run for them already, a Candle Keep adventure, and but the idea of like just saying, oh yeah, that thing that you remember happening, you don't remember that.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen. And it's just like, what the fuck?
Talking
and
about.
I could, like the things happening in the game that you were running, where it's just like you could see on everybody's faces, like everyone's trying to figure out what to do, also trying to be entertaining, and also trying to figure out what the next step is, and then when something, asking a question, and then the answer is not helpful in the way they're hoping for, or it's a dead end, and it's just like, oh man, it's so good. I love that. I love it.
Yeah.
I
had
want
so
to
much
play this,
fun
and I also want
playing
to
this.
run this. That's the thing.
Yes.
I don't know what's
Yes.
better, what order. I mean, it's kind of hard. I know kind of the gist of it, but still, I can set aside. I just play and
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
put that side of my head aside that knows kind of where things are going.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good stuff. You did an excellent job.
Thank you.
I know you run games is become your forte. Yes, I'm told that you do this professionally. And there is
Yes.
a way that one can secure these services.
Yeah. I have an account on Start Playing. Startplaying.games. You can find me there. Huh? Wonderful. Yeah, startplaying.games / Dakota Vaughn. You can hire me to be a professional GM and run games for you. I've run this game a few times there. And yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Excellent. Start playing. I've used one of those sites. Not that one, I don't think, unless I got a real big facelift in the recent years. And it's you're doing the good work. If I had more time and patience, I'd probably do the same thing myself. But I don't, and I don't.
That's so fair.
But
Yeah.
unless you catch me at PAX, where my services are free.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And you did a wonderful job running one of my adventures, like that you were handed in the, so you
Oh yeah.
you know how to take something out of left field and run with it. You got it. You got it.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
good.
I was just
Dakota's a
gonna
great
say
DM.
yep. Thank you. I'm happy to run things always.
Very good.
It is very fun to do.
Excellent.
Yeah, we got to play. I played in another Dakota written adventure in an African diaspora themed D&D setting, and he came up with some pre-generated characters for this little quickie con game that were my favorites I've ever seen. They were so fun to the way he imagined them, and then reimagined them for a setting, and then and really fun to play as well. So that was a good time. It was a good couple hours I spent one evening, and I think we're winding down a little bit here.
We're getting a word from the producer about a game named Polyphemus that you should wishlist on Steam.
You should wishlist Polyphemus on Steam.
Here, man. Let's hype you up, man. This is
yeah, wishlist Polyphemus on Steam. If you like horror and you like the things that I be putting out, I have a little game called Polyphemus that I am working on.
A game that features many Femuses, I assume.
You would think so.
I know enough Latin to be dangerous.
Features a Cyclops. A Cyclops by the name of Polyphemus, which means many voiced.
But only one eye.
But only one eye. It's kind of this. It's a caving / cave diving inspired horror game. Set in kind of a Greek mythology lens.
I could already feel my anxiety rising.
Yes, exactly. But it's it's being worked on, and a demo is being worked on, and may be out. I'm not giving any promises, but it may be out at some point in a relative future.
But that's what wishlists are for. So everybody get in Steam, wishlist Polyphemus.
Yes, and it helps the Steam algorithm show it to more people. So
manipulate the algorithm. Wishlist Polyphemus.
Is he going to do the thing? There it is.
I'm going on there right now because I
can.
Even though I probably, based on what you said, is one of those things where I can't watch caving videos without having a near anxiety attack, which is one of those things I discovered by watching those videos.
No, caving is legitimately terrifying, and that's why I'm going to do that next weekend, I think.
No, Dakota.
Yeah, no, I was like, if I'm gonna be making a game about it, I have to do it at least once.
Yeah, but you see, there's a lot of things that just you could make a space horror video game. Doesn't mean you have to go to space and fight aliens.
Yeah, you've never been cloned, man. That we know of.
It's true. It's true that you know of.
I respect the desire to live it because for the authenticity and all that.
It'll be it'll be a great learning experience, and I'll probably live.
All right.
Hey, that's optimism. That's hey, I'm rooting for you. I just want you to roll all nat 20s on your dexterity checks and constitution checks and strength checks.
I think it's sanity checks.
I mean, wisdom checks.
Panic checks.
All the checks.
I mean, you don't need to have charisma down there unless you're trying to calm someone else from panicking. So,
Talk the cave out of crushing you.
Yes.
Exactly. Cave, pretty please do not kill me. Thank you.
Yeah. Cave.
But yeah.
I'm seeing the video on your edit. That's just I'll still wishlist it.
Thank you.
Because I'm supportive.
Thank you.
I might gift it to somebody who I want to share that anxiety with and say, here.
Wonderful. All right, y'all. Well, thank you all so much for coming by and talking with me about my little adventure, and Will for watching all of it.
I know it was
And
good. Like I said, I was heckling for the cheap seats, but there's a part of me that was like half heckling, half suggesting. Is like if anyone's paying attention to me, I'm like computer.
yeah,
This is what I would be
no,
asking right now.
your presence was appreciated in chat, and it is appreciated here. And everyone at home in chat, your presence is appreciated as well. We always love to see you.
Like and subscribe.
And like and subscribe.
Smash that like and subscribe button.
Smash that like button. Hit the bell icon. All the things the kids are saying nowadays.
Comment on your favorite science fiction tropes below.
Yes, do that.
And the last time that you've been traumatized by somebody running a game.
Exactly. But yeah.
And next week we'll be back, possibly talking about our PAX adventure, which we've mentioned a couple times here.
Yay, PAX!
We had a blast at PAX, and if we saw you there, thank you.
Yes, thank you indeed, because we were all there.
Yeah.
I can do that, but nothing will happen. Because my computers work.
Not doing it to Gustavo. Okay, bye, chat.
Bye, Internet.
Bye, chat.